I think we have we've done everything we can possibly procrastinate with at this point. I could explore some of the other areas and go to the other parts of the like the Apostatic Union, but I don't want to. We're gonna be good, and we're gonna go, I think, to the forest west of the town and try to take out the Emberian. I still have no idea where the Golden Typhus is. My guess is that it was either captured, or possibly boarded, or recommandeered, I guess. So that might explain why I have no idea where it is. I'm hiccuping. Oh, hiccup. Pagath Ruins, Thornwood Manor. Don't care about that. We want to head, yeah, like over here, I guess. So following this road should be good for us. I really should be walking with my compass out, but it's fine. So I think this is where the Emberian is. The Endless Realm, Emberian Ruins, yep. So this is going to be the way we want to go. It's over here. It's a tree. There's a tree over here. The progression of this game has been interesting. It is bigger than I expected it to be, for sure. It does feel sort of like a sequel to Lunacid in a lot of ways. Like you can tell the design ideology between them is very similar. I still do feel a little bit misled about the, not misled, that's not the right word. That makes it sound way more aggro than it is. But I do feel like people look at this game and say like, oh, it's like Morrowind from like a flavor perspective. Because this game isn't actually similar to Morrowind basically at all. It's nothing like Morrowind really. But it is cool and it is good. And that's all that should really matter. But it isn't that much like Morrowind. The RPG systems are a little bit too light and too limited for it to really resemble Morrowind. Like Morrowind feels like playing a tabletop game. Like it is the basic role-playing system, like the Call of Cthulhu Chaosium system, sort of spit up into a different like a video game format. So it looks really, I mean, under the skin, I mean, it is very RPG, right? Like it is built for dice rolling and building. This game doesn't really have that at all, basically. Like it just doesn't I mean, it has the dice rolls for opening doors, but that kind of feels like it. Like, it doesn't feel like it's doing anything other than that. Milo jumped on my desk and is staring at me very angrily because I blocked his access behind my monitor because he keeps trying to jump behind my monitor. And he's very upset that I did that. I'm sorry, Milo, you're not allowed up there. If you try to go behind my monitor, I'm going to put you in kitty jail. Made myself some coffee between episodes. It feels good. Feels good to be alive. I like it. I'm a big fan. God, this is cool. The woman stands in full armor as she tinkers with an assortment of junk. Her head snaps around as you approach. Looks like you're lost, wanderer. If you value your neck, I'd be someplace else. I'm looking for a Dark Star mercenary. She turns to you, grimacing, and shoulders her greatsword with a clang. Another bounty hunter? As I told the last of you sods, I don't sail with the Dark Stars no more, but I can cleave you in two all the same. Basalt sent me. We're on the same side. It's Vela I'm after. You feel her gaze as she grips her sword. Oh yeah? And why exactly would you need little old me? I'm looking for Vela. We've got to stop her. Hearing Vela's name, she flinches. Vela? I'm done with that devil, you hear? If you want to stop her, be my guest. Cut her to pieces. Sail a skyship into her corpse. Do it with my blessing, but I'll have no part in it. Seems like you're scared of her. Puh, scared? She leans forward. She leans towards you, sword scraping against armor. Damn right I'm scared, and you should be too. Do you think she got a reputation with stern words? I've seen her best a tavern full of ruffians with her good arm behind her back. I've seen her slice off the head of a void beast without breaking a sweat. I've seen her square up to a god. But she was also more than that. She was a sister to me. I owe my life to that girl. What happened between you? She sighs. She found something. Before then I thought maybe we could really make the world a better place. But then we found it untouched for hundreds of years. A map buried in some Umbarian tomb that pointed to something impossible. I told her to leave it, to not put her faith in ancient cursed things. She promised me. But she led us to our doom anyway. Vela plunged the Dark Stars beneath the clouds with our best ships, our flagship and galleon both, in pursuit of an Umbarian artifact that was more likely to end the world than save it. On that day, she was not my sister. As captain of the Black Goblin, I told my crew to fire upon their comrades. We splintered the hull of Vela's ship with our cannons before we boarded and clashed swords. It was mutiny, fratricide. Her fists are clenched tight, trembling. But while I stalled her plans that day, I couldn't stop her. She twists her mouth into a grim smile. I never could. If you care for her, you have to find her. Do I? And what would you know of the matter? I sailed with Vela for years. While I've known you mere moments, what could you possibly know of our camaraderie? No, that chapter of my life is over. I will not chase that woman's dream anymore. Not to help nor hinder. I have a pilgrimage of my own to tread my own answers to find. Maybe I can help you. Ha! What makes you think I need your help? I can handle myself just fine. Will you at least answer my questions? I'll hear them. I can't promise I'll give them an answer. Is it true you're a real Umbarian? She flashes a cynical smile. If you're asking if I'm 400-year-old immortal who's been lugging my sword around the sky realms, I'll have to disappoint you. But there's some truth to those rumors. I know my way around those old Umbarian ruins. Some even feel like home. And yes, this is authentic Umbarian armor, pneumatics intact. This suit stopped a direct cannonball in the siege of Malavia, even if I did shit blood for a week. What are you looking for? She chuckles to herself. For a long time, I've had the strangest dreams of impossible cities that no mason could build, which twinkle with 1,000 tiny stars. I want to know if my dreams are real. And where would you find your answer? There's another Umbarian ruin here in the Oneric Isles, even bigger than this one, but without the right key, it's sealed shut. And where would you get such a key? This type of key is rare. I paid a good sum of money for mine at the shop with the Crystal Spire in Hallowtown. But if you're thinking of following in my tracks, I'd think twice. That old Emberian ruin up by Rustford is likely full of perils. You'll only get yourself killed. I've met with Basalt. He's helping me find Vela. The old sea dog's still going, eh? I half thought he'd drowned himself with the mushroom grog. To tell the truth, I always respected the man. He was with us from the beginning, and I don't think the Dark Stars would have gone far without him. Okay, that's all. I'll leave you be for now. She smirks. Something makes me think you won't give up easily, but I won't be staying here long. For your own sake, don't bother following me. The place I'm headed isn't for the faint of heart, and if you try and track me down, I'll only have another foolish death on my conscience. Besides, without one of those, she holds up an ancient Emberian key, you won't be getting far, so sod off and leave me in peace. Okay, so... It's stupid that she had to write a note for herself telling her where she got the key. That's dumb. Alright, so we found her, and we're not going to be able to convince her unless we go into the other Emberian ruin. So we have to go buy an Emberian key now, which is going to be its own thing. Its own big, annoying thing. We definitely want to do Stonewood, which means we're going to, at some point, have to fight a bunch of enemies to grind up a bunch of money. That's fine. I'm trying to do each zone one at a time so that I don't overload my brain. So we're not going to go across there to the Endless Realm. There's no point right now. But I do want to explore some of these areas and just make sure we have everything. I think I've already been in here. Yeah, I have. What are you? What the fuck? The creature looks at you from sunken eyes. It shifts behind its massive jaw. It appears physically incapable of lifting its head. Be still human. Only those who embrace the wretchedness may claim their second self. I have embraced my wretchedness. May I pass? It is one thing to say the words. It is another to truly comprehend their significance. I do not believe you are ready, human. What's a second self? Long ago, the goblins of this forest perpetuated a heinous evil. To this day, their kind still bears the burden of this guilt. So they carve themselves a new self in the form of a mask. When the goblins wear these, they appear to be altered, as if by some magic or merely an act I cannot say. We all carry some guilt, human. If you wish to acknowledge your own wrongdoings, you may claim a mask for yourself. Who are you? I am one of the last of my kind. Most of us were killed long ago, and those that survived are forever cursed. As you can see, I possess no grace. If I were to stand straight, my neck would snap. Moving even small distances is difficult. But still I breathe, and that is enough. I have found peace in this forest, and the goblins protect me. Can't attack him. Okay. Okay, so that guy lives there. I'm not sure how to get a mask to embrace my second self, but that's something to think about for the future, I guess. We are going to need to go back to the town now to try and buy that key. Unless I already bought it. Did I already buy a key? I bought multiple keys. I must have used them. Okay. What's over here? I don't think we've been over here yet. The youth is fumbling with a teacup, a spoon, and an assortment of other objects which appear to be floating. Goddamn wizards wouldn't know a good spell if it... The objects clatter to the floor. You're trying to get in the academy too? I wouldn't bother you with... I wouldn't bother. You could enchant a silk slick to shit gold and they'd still ignore you. They won't let you in without a recommendation. Why are you playing with all that stuff? Why, these are demonstrations of my most sophisticated cipher spells. See this spoon? He shoves the spoon into your hand. It's damp and sodden. I've created a spell to make any object sweat. Incredible, no? The applications are limitless. Wait, is this human sweat? Well observed, the spell diverts liquid and salt from the caster's own body into the object in question. The only downside is that it makes you very thirsty. But that's just one of my spells. See this teacup? Put it to your ear and you'll hear a man crying. That's a real man, though I have no idea where he is. Oh, and this hammer? It's the safest hammer in the world, as it can't actually hit anything. He continues like this for some time. Eventually, you seize a chance to interrupt his monologue. What's this about an academy? The Erudite Academy. You've not heard of it? Well, it's right above us, that big hunk of rock overhead. The academy flies all over the Apostatic Union just so their fancy wizards can gloat at all the poor, untalented saps they won't let in. Surely they must do more than that. He scoffs. Well, supposedly they make the most advanced cipher spells in the Union. Ryova gives them a free pass to do the kind of magic that would get most scholars thrown in an Inquisition jail. All right. No problem. He goes back to playing. The enchanted mask is deathly still, but its stoic eyes track you as you approach. The Erudite Academy is closed to all but a chosen few. Present your recommendation or leave. Here's my recommendation. The mask is silent for a long while. Just as you are about to say something, it responds. Recommendation accepted. You may enter. Interesting. Okay, hey, we found the elevator to the Erudite Academy. Let's go up here. I still really want to know where the typhus is. Yawn. This does indeed look like an interesting landmark map. You are correct. Oh my gosh, I just realized I have like full visibility. I could very easily use this to look for like the typhus. I want to see what happens. Hold on. I want to see what happens when I turn my graphical settings to not be retro res. All right. I can actually see pretty clearly. I think it loads out some things. It's interesting how the game looks when this defined. It really does change the look of the game. Is that the golden typhus down there? No way, couldn't be. Let's go back. Huh. Gained access to the Erudite Academy, a traveling bastion of scholarly pursuits. Now, what secrets are hidden in the most acclaimed institution of the Apostatic Union? The Inquisition agent looks you up and down with a sneer. A new face? You're not another one of those sniveling scholars, are you? This place fills me with disgust. A bunch of egotistical idiots playing with powers they fail to understand or control. But lately I've caught wind of something that could finally be their undoing. This place harbors a dark secret, and one I intend to uncover. What's the secret you're looking for? I've been looking for dirt on this place for months. The Academy plays with fire. It flouts Union regulations at every turn, though the Council, in their ineptitude, always turns a blind eye. But recently my equipment detected something, a Class D god entity, only a faint signal. So my superiors put it down to a faulty equipment. But if it's true, god worship is a serious felony. The Council would have to act. If they're really harboring some sort of minor god, it would be well hidden. I could really use the help of an outsider like yourself. I'll keep an eye out. You're truly a credit to the Apostatic Union. Please, return to me if you find anything of interest. The one advantage we have is that most of the blundering old fools don't seem to like each other very much. I've not had much luck talking to them. They seem to hate me as much as I hate them. But ask around and you might be able to glean something I've missed. Huh. Why do you hate the Academy so much? Do you know what cipher magic is? It's the act of altering the very language of the universe. Yes, it can prove useful in certain situations. But, if misused, it has the potential to destroy the fucking world again. If you ask me, the fact that we let this gross abuse of reality take place in the Union's universities is bad enough. But at least the Inquisition can keep those fools in line. But this place, The Council in Rio has waived all of the most severe restrictions of the Erudite Academy's research. Forget the Wiccans, this damn place is the greatest threat to the apostatic union we face. She's mad about the the liberal colleges. Cute little dorm room, it seems. So this whole place is the academy? This doesn't really look that big. In fact, it's pretty small. This is pretty small for an academy. 24 out of 22. It actually let me pick up more than one because it was a golden one. That's interesting. A woman tinkers with a small crystal, brows furrowed. She taps it with a stylus before it seethes with magical energy and she drops it, cursing. Gods damn it, you broke my concentration. It'll take hours to recalibrate that. She glares at you for a moment. But seeing as you're here, you might as well make yourself useful. I'm Natalia, chief engineer here. Now tell me, would you like to travel anywhere instantly? Have you witnessed anything strange or forbidden lately? If anyone's suspicious, it's that Don Guile downstairs. He's an old Wiccan loyalist, don't you know? How he managed to escape the post-war purges, I don't know, but I'll bet you'll find him muttering to old gods in his sleep. How did you end up at the academy? What? I don't look like I belong here? She smirks. Well, you're not exactly the first to think that. I grew up in the slums of Slev, scraping a living through unsavory means. I always had a knack for cipher tech, but by the time I was a teenager, I was making bombs and traps for a local gang. Well, one day we pulled a heist on a wizard. All went tits up, and the gang scarpered. But the wizard caught me. He threw me in his cart. I could have sworn he was going to take me to the Inquisition and have me hung. But then he took me here. Took a bit of getting used to. Got some scrapes, nearly been thrown out of a bunch of times, but they stuck with me, and now it's home. What's with all the crystals? Academy's been tinkering with crystals for as long as anyone can remember. They're technically called epoch crystals. You find them in the earth. They're especially useful for teleportation, levitation, anything that's too powerful for a normal spell. What exactly are epoch crystals? They form in the earth over hundreds of years. They're actually what makes all these islands levitate. Naturally occurring epoch crystals are embedded deep in the rock. They form where there's been human societies, or that's the theory. Think of them like a sort of societal residue. All those hopes, dreams, fears, and emotions, some trace of them gets left behind in the crystal. Anyway, they can be a conduit for cipher magic. Whatever goes on in a spellcaster's mind when they weave a spell, that can be reflected in a 100-fold by an epoch crystal. They amplify magic. What can you tell me about portals? Portals are tricky. They're not outright banned by the Union, but the Inquisition keeps a close eye on them. After all, if you open a portal to the ocean or inside a neuron star, you're going to get pretty fucked. Not to mention, most portal spells are unstable, often dangerous. If you ask a merchant captain whether she'd rather ferry her goods by airship or a portal, she'd say airship every time. But we're trying to change that. We know the ancient Emberians could teleport goods and people safely all around their empire, so it's possible. We just need to refine the cipher, stabilize the magic. We'll get there. Okay, I think I get it. Is there anything else I want to ask? Instantaneous travel, sign me up. That's a spirit. You see this big chamber here? I had brought it up from the islands below. It's a portal chamber. It's tech from this academy, but it's actually pretty old. The Erudite Academy moves around a lot, and it seems one of my predecessors tried to set up a portal network on these very islands a long time ago. Looks like they never got it working, but I think I found the missing link. I've calibrated a crystal to act as a key of sorts, but it should activate the portals and allow for safe travel, but I need someone to test it out. Sure, I'll do it. That's what I wanted to hear. See this crystal key? She reveals a glimmering device, a marriage of clockwork and crystal, and hands it to you. It will allow you to activate the portal chambers. Once activated, you can teleport to any of the other portals you've found. The only trouble is that I've only found one, but the Academy records say there should be many more scattered around the island. You don't need to find them all. You can link this one to a portal chamber in the Endless Realm, and another in the Clockwork Kingdom. I'll reward your efforts. Alright. Alright. Academy portal is now open. And I have found others already that I couldn't open. There's one in Puil, I think. Alright, that's the greenhouse. We'll talk to whatever his name is, Donan Guile, shortly. Okay, there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of people here. Alright, I'm gonna touch this. We'll come back and read that. I want to see where I want to see where all the places like lead me before I interact with the people. It's a viewing platform. A delusion. Telescope. Huh. Okay. It's neat. And then someone way at the top. Okay, well. Reminds me of the astronomy tower, the astrology lab. I don't remember what it's called in Majora's Mask. That's a good game. That's a game I would play for the channel sometime. The only Nintendo game I passionately care about. Because it's the best one. It's the best game they've ever made. There is not a single Nintendo game that is better than it. All right, so we found one piece of lore. It was a candelabra, which means we should be on the lookout for other candelabras that might be a little fucky. All right. So that one was a little fucky and we fixed it. Nothing over here. Nothing in here. This is our room, I think. Or at least it's like supposed to be. There's nothing in here. Oh no, oh no. Could have been bad. Could have been bad, but wasn't, because I'm such a god gamer. That was pretty bananas. Yeah, we almost got really murder deathed there. That could have been real nasty. Alright, so it's been candles so far. Is there a candle somewhere that I'm missing? What is that? What is that room? Aha. This is where that door opens. So we have to find probably one more candle. Is my guess. It's probably up here. Nope. Not up here. Is it on the outside, on the wall maybe? Does not appear to be. Okay, interesting. So we have, I'm guessing, one more candle left. but I am not sure where I would find it. Just gonna have to look real closely. Oh, it's right here. I thought I got this one. That's not it? Oh god, am I gonna have... Do they reset after time? That would be bad. No, they don't seem to. Okay. Where is the last candle? Where is the last place here that I haven't been in? Or like haven't investigated deeply? Oh, they do reset. I have to get them all in a specific period of time. There we go. Okay, we got them all. A divine captive. You entered a secret chamber in the Erudite Academy, which contains a captive god. After a little rooting around, you also found a journal belonging to Jerome Verrier, the head etherist of the Academy. You could confront Jerome at the observatory tower, or take the evidence straight to the Inquisitor who's lurking around the Academy. I think we're gonna take it straight to the Inquisitor. 'Cause why wouldn't we? I don't want to hear anything about what this god lover wants. She glances at you with inscrutable expression. You're back. One of the scholars was harboring a god. I have proof. She snatches the notebook from your hands. She flicks through it in silence, her face slowly changing from its stoic frown to a maniacal grin. And this god, you've seen it. Yes, this will do nicely. Here, take this loot as recompense. You have done a great service to the Inquisition. I'll have this scoundrel apprehended, and before long, the full force of the Inquisition will be brought down upon this place. They won't be able to sneeze without us inspecting the discharge. Very nice. All right. Well, that was quick. We solved the puzzle without needing to interact with it. So take that. I do want to go up to the observatory tower, though. Talk to Jerome. The observatory. The Astral Observatory. That's what it was called, I think, right? I've been assigned to guard this old fool until his case can be brought to trial. What does he even do with all this junk? The old man is hunched in his chair, wheezing heavily. Each breath reverberates like a broken machine. Suddenly, it stops altogether. You wait a moment, then another. Check his pulse. He lurches awake, eyes peering from a mound of wrinkles. What's the hull integrity? Are we out of orbit? I think the hull integrity is fine. He's still for a moment. Apologies, I thought I was back in the cosmos for a moment there. I'm Jerome Verrier, the head etherist of this place. Pleased to meet you. So you want to go into the cosmos or what? I found the god you've been hiding. He grimaces. I clearly didn't hide it well enough. His name is Zanarib. Must be one of the last gods on Union soil, I suppose. What were you doing with it? Oh my, it's fascinating research, if I do say so myself. As you are no doubt aware, gods draw power from human belief. A devout follower is like a source of food to them. So I've been examining the process. Gods do not have organs, simply a nucleus surrounded by strange matter. This turns out to be remarkably similar to the human mind, full of neural synapses. The implications are astounding. What are you doing with it? Or is it safe to harbor a god? Quite safe, I assure you. Before the god ward, Zanarib was a god of revenge for a nearby village, but I have muted its power with the cipher wards. Just last week, that oaf Giovanni lost my favorite pen. Not a moment after I found out, he stubbed his toe and was in quite a lot of pain. If Zanarib was at his full strength, I'm sure Giovanni would have fallen out of a window to certain death or something. In fact, thinking of it, maybe I muted its power a little too much. Okay, I've heard enough. Indeed, but please, I would ask for your discretion in this matter. Was there anything else? What is ethology? Ethology is the study of the ether. It is a noble art, one of the oldest. We track the neuron stars, behold the beauty of the infinite cosmos, and even travel there ourselves. But this newfangled union would rather throw coin at more rudimentary magic, cipher spells that help trade, war, expansion. The youth of today have their eyes on their purses, not on the stars. How long have you been an etherist? He chuckles. Now that's a question. Before the God War, before the forming of the Apostatic Union itself, I was an etherist in Biona. I was captain of my first cosmos vessel before I was 20, would you believe? It's a dangerous business visiting the cosmos. The air is very thin. Cipher seals need to keep the ship together and prevent leaks. Complex magics recycle the air. One faulty spell, one flaw in the cipher, and your whole crew could die. But oh, the beauty, the majesty. To be out there witnessing the throb and pulse of the neural network firsthand, there's nothing like it. What can you tell me about the cosmos? As you leave the planet's atmosphere, you see it, the neural network, the cosmos. On this planet, we have hundreds of neuron stars. As you know, the one here orbits these islands every 12 hours and glows red. Others glow blue, yellow, purple, of varying sizes and orbital trajectories all over the globe. And they're connected by synapses. But those synapses also stretch out to the neural network, to the cosmos. And then you see it, there aren't just hundreds of neuron stars. No, they fill your vision. They never end. We have, with magical means, peered inside the fabric of our very skulls. Our minds look just like the cosmos, an uncanny reflection. We have been debating this means for hundreds of years, but truly, your guess is as good as mine. That's interesting. It's very similar to, what was the name of that game? Oh, I just had it and I lost it. What was it? Baroque. Very similar to Baroque, where God has like sensory organs on Earth, and that's how like the weird reality phenomenons manifest. Okay, this is risky. There we go. Glorious treasure. That's awesome. Oh, fuck. All right, that was scary. Second time falling off this place in a day is a lot.